Hey everyone, today we're diving into a fascinating discussion happening right now on Hacker News about a topic that is very significant for anyone involved in software development. So let me first give you the lay of the land here. The author of the post shares their personal journey as a software engineer and expresses their disappointment with the industry. And despite experiencing success and working for high-profile companies, the author struggles with burnout and disappointment. Now, several responses to the post range from offering advice to sharing their own way of coping with similar feelings to actually asking OP to just suck it up and stop complaining. But the question resonated with me, and I'm sure it resonates with many professionals in the software industry. So let's dive in and discuss the key takeaways from the hundreds of responses in the thread so far. Now let's look at this paragraph here where the author says they only want to work with people who are passionate about their engineering and want to do a good job. And he mentions that he found that incredibly hard to find. Now, a big misconception in tech is that everyone who works in tech is passionate about tech, and this can't be far from the truth. The majority of our colleagues look at software as a 9-to-5 job, nothing more. People who would come back home after a long day of work and still work on a side project or tinker with a new framework. These are the minority, not the majority, but we kind of assume that everyone who works in tech must be passionate about software. Here's a story for you. Back during the Cold War, the US needed to build a stealth plane that could travel across the Soviet Union and take pictures and gather intelligence and so forth. And boy, oh boy, time was of the essence. So they hired Lockheed Martin to do it. When Lockheed won the contract, they immediately gave it to their Skunk Works division. The designation Skunk Work, by the way, is widely used nowadays in business, engineering, and technical fields to describe a group within an organization given a high degree of autonomy and unhampered by bureaucracy, with the task of working on advanced or secret projects. And history books, or Wikipedia page in this instance, shows how the Skunk Works were able to develop the Lockheed U-2 nicknamed Dragon Lady, a high-altitude reconnaissance aircraft, from start to finish under 200 days with a budget of, wait for it, $3.5 million. This is unheard of. I've seen organizations deploy a higher budget and longer time frame for a website. We're talking about an aircraft here. It just all goes to show what happens when you hand select passionate, bright people, give them creative freedom, and remove bureaucracy from their way. And we all want to be part of Skunk Works. But the reality is 99% of companies you will work with are not building classified top secret jet fighters for the CIA, and the majority of colleagues consider their job a mean to an end, a job like any other to pay the bills, nothing more. And you know what? That's completely okay. You can't expect everyone to stay in the office until 9 p.m. every day because that shows passion. That would be the wrong definition of passion, by the way, in my opinion. Now, another response that caught my eyes is a comment about how software engineers keep complaining about having to justify their priorities, they having to justify their projects and timelines, having to interact with other departments. And he also adds that that's exactly what high-paid software engineers' work is these days. And boy, does this guy gets it. Here, take my angry upvote. As a junior software engineer, you're writing code all day long, but as you progress in your career, your impact should be felt beyond your IDE, because you have hopefully gained a lot of knowledge. You'll bring more value by coaching new members on ways to avoid wasting time by using an optimal solution. Your estimations are just a tiny bit better. You can drive discussions about requirements. You will be coordinating work between business departments, development departments, understanding this big picture, understanding understanding the vision of how your code impacts customers and other departments in the organization is part of your job. You can't just limit yourself to writing code. You shouldn't reduce a software engineer's job to just writing code. Similarly to being an architect, I don't spend 8 hours a day drawing diagrams. For example, a big part of the job is negotiating and collecting requirements, so there's a ton of meetings in the job. That's not a lost time. That's, I think, sets the wrong expectations. Yeah, this was funny to read. A medical doctor who wants to be a software engineer. I wanted to be a medical doctor. No, I actually don't. I like what I do. Okay, let me read for you the statement I wholeheartedly agree with. After a certain time, I realized that I would never be hired to work with that I really love doing and focused on working to pay the bills and use my spare time to pursue my interests on my own. People would tell you, do what you love, but I always think you should do what you're good at, what comes to you naturally, and that gives you enough money, gives you enough time at the end of the day to do what you really love on the side. It's actually an idea we deeply explore in this video, so make sure to check it out by clicking the pop-up banner or link in the description. So I'll stop here. I'll leave the link to the whole discussion in the description below if you wanted to check it out. My goal was but to just share a couple of reactions as I was going through the post. I can't claim I have keys to successful career in software engineering. Remember, everyone's career journey is unique and finding what works for you is what matters most. So thanks you all for watching, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more. If you want me, that's it, I'm gonna end it here. Peace out.